science, we have heroes, giants on shoulders who we dance. And in physics, there are two main pillars. We've got Newton, and we've got Einstein. Now, Einstein's a favorite of mine. Crazy hair, fun at parties, destroyed a planet using only the power of his mind. Yeah, about that, I need to go to Newton. Now, in Newtonian physics, gravitational bodies interact on each other. Now, we have the equations, we've done the calculations, so it should be easy to prove this. In the 1800s, they sat down, did the calculations, and observed the orbit of Saturn. Yep, calculations check out, we're fine. They observed the orbit of Jupiter. Checked the calculations, checked the observations, yes, we're fine. They observed the orbit of the planet that, to save blushes, I'm going to call Uranus, and there was a bump. It's being pulled off course by another gravitational body. We've got another planet out there. And they searched for it, and they found it, and they called it Neptune. They figured out the mass of Neptune, get a new set of calculations, observed the orbit of Neptune, and there was another bump. It's being pulled off course. There's another planet out there. They searched for it, and they found it, and they called it Pluto, which has since been demoted. But they didn't. They also looked in the closer to the sun, and they observed the orbit of Mercury. And there was a bump. It's being pulled off course. There's another planet out there. They got excited. They named it first. They called it Vulcan. And they looked for it. And they looked for it. And they looked for it. They didn't find it. Which means the equations check out. Something's wrong. Newtonian physics is broken. The entire rules of the universe is gone! Except we move to Einstein. Now, Einstein created general relativity. Well, created the theory anyway. In general relativity, a large mass, like the sun, will go and bend space-time, much like me in a trampoline. As far as Mercury is concerned, its elliptical orbit is perfectly within Newtonian physics, except special relativity is causing space-time to warp. It's actually bending the space around it, which is causing the bump, meaning that there was no Vulcan. And with that, Einstein destroyed a planet using only the power of his mind.
Thank you, Will. The story of Vulcan. Oh, yeah.
Great. Is this your area of research, or why were you inspired to tell us this story?
Actually, it sounds silly, but science is not belief. Science has to be proven. And when I came across an old book with all the planets laid out, didn't include Pluto because we didn't know about it then, and had Vulcan, I was going, hang on, I see Star Trek, that's not right. We update science. Science is not the steady belief. We need to prove it. We will go out, and if something doesn't quite match, we're going to update the science, so it doesn't remain steady. And that's kind of why. This is one of those stories where we had to make a correction. Plus, as a Trekker, well...
You're just dying to tell us all about it.
Actually, yes.
Thank you, Will.